Over the next 6 months, I'm gonna try and build a business that's gonna make $100,000 a month. Now, I know that sounds fucking wild. Like, whoa, where are you getting these numbers from? Let me explain. Now, I haven't done it before, but I'm really confident in my ability to do it this time. Here's why. Okay, let's take a seat. I'm gonna go ahead and explain this to you because there's one of two different ways that you can actually make this happen, okay? So first of all, let's pull out our handy dandy iPad. If you've watched any of the videos on this channel, you know that this is my trusted compadre. So let's pull this up. Let's make it happen. So when it comes to trying to make $100,000 a month, right? There's one of two different ways that you can go about doing this. The first way is the way that a majority of people take, right? Where they have a big team, right? They have lots of clients, okay? And then they also have lots of expenses, right? You have salaries, you have ad spend, you have systems, you have, you know, just different people on the team that you need to make sure that you're constantly paying, okay? Now, the thing about option one is that you probably do make a lot of money, but at the same time, the margins are super freaking high, dude. I used to run a content agency. We had 14 people working at one point in time. I can't even name half of those people. That was a model that was super cool to me at the time, but now is definitely not something that I want to do anymore. So let's go ahead and talk about option two. Option two, on the other hand, is a much simpler model. Less clients, okay? Less team members, okay? More money per client. Okay, and this is the basis of Atlantis. So Atlantis is kind of a funny name, right? Well, the way that I came up with it was I was literally walking this exact same path on Tuesday as I was talking to my coach, Jason. And I said something along the lines of, hey, I no longer want to work with more and more clients. I have developed a relationship with the current clients that I have right now. And what I really want to do is help them to each make $100,000 a month. And I'm gonna take a portion of their business. Because here's the thing, what happens is when you're working with so many different clients, you not only have to manage their expectations and their personalities, you also have to manage the people who are working with you on that project. So it just becomes a big pain in the ass, dude. And all these different agencies, right, are always centered around making sure that you acquire more clients than you can churn. And this for me is like such a big red flag. Because I think when business is done correctly, you stay in business with the people that you do good business with.
Nice.
And this is the exact principle that I want to take within the Atlantis program. I think what would help is if I actually gave you a little bit of context around who I'm already working with. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Can't believe you're still watching this, but this is freaking awesome. Okay, so let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about the current clients that we're working with, and let's see which ones I've already signed up for the Atlantis program. So the first client is a relationship coach. He's a very close friend of mine that I've known for over 2 years. I've been working with him ever since he was making $4,000 a month. And this month, just because I decided to double down and just really lock in on making his business blow up, he's actually pacing a $50,000 month for his first time ever in his business. This is like one of my biggest wins ever, okay? The second client is a fitness coach, okay? He was actually the very first client that I ever landed in the online space, okay? We are currently in the process of building out his entire back end as well as his funnels. If you actually take a look right here, I was literally building his funnel today. Wait, there it is right there. Don't take a sneak peek because it's not ready yet. So he is currently at about like 10K a month, okay? These two clients have already said yes to the Atlantis program, okay? So the third client that I'm working with is a movement coach. I'm actually joint partnered on this deal with a friend of mine who is a roommate as well as a very good friend. And working with him has just been fucking awesome. Like, it's just been so great to surround yourself with individuals that like really know what they're doing, but at the same time are down for the cause. Okay, and they're always growth minded. Okay, the last two clients, I don't necessarily know if these are gonna be people who are gonna say yes. So this is just an editor's update. They both said no. Back to the video. However, here's something that's really important. It's a concept that I've been learning, and I think you should also apply it in your life as well. Sometimes in life, you have to say no to something in order to say yes fully, okay? And there's a big reason why I decided to shift to this model from the old model of chasing new clients and working with so many different people. And that was because I took a step back and I actually asked myself the question, how do I want my life to look like? And what I realized was that I really don't want to work with a lot of people. I want to have a simple and small team, and I want to generate incredible results for people who actually help the world. This business model that I was running before, I literally could not have gotten. It was impossible for me to get those kinds of results with a business model like that. So I tell you this to make a point, and that is, if one or two of my clients say, hey, look, I just prefer to stay on the old model, for me, it's gonna be a no.
Which pretty much happened already, so we should skip to the next part.
Because what's most important for me right now is chasing the excitement within the work that I do, finding the fun, which inevitably leads to the flow. So there is a lesson in this for you. Whether or not you use it, it's up to you. So thank you for tuning in to Is It Possible to Build a Six-Figure Business in 6 Months? That's a long title, but we're gonna work on it. We're going to Atlantis, and I'll see you soon on episode 2.
All right, let's recap exactly what we went over so far. Whoa. Slow your roll there, cowboy. That's for episode 2. I'll see you on the next one.